Hi, and welcome to A Better Place. As you know, this is our series on love and relationships. And today we have a very lovely young lady in our studios. Stay tuned for a very interesting program.
It's a wireless system. Cable WTN. Go digital WTN. With local TV channel 10. Call and make a date. 542-5898. Down by overseas building, Ruby and staff waiting. 48 channel, fasting with plenty more coming. News and sports from all over. Novella, Creole and Patois. Local thing is priority soon. Pavement and Taki-Taki. WTN channel TV 10. We'll always be your friend. Check out the scene, we have the best rate. 542-5898. Hey man! WTN K1.
Hi, and welcome back to A Better Place. As I mentioned in the intro, we have a very interesting program in store for you today. And we have a lovely young lady in the studios with us today. Gale Hodge, welcome to A Better Place.
Thank you, and my pleasure of being invited by you.
So Gale, we know that you are a professional choreographed dancer. And today we want to talk about how your profession as a dancer basically affects, if not, your relationships, your past relationships, or your current relationships. So first of all, introduce yourselves to the viewing audience. Let them know who Gale Hodge is and give a little bit history about your dancing career.
Okay, well, my name is Gale Hodge, as Angelique said. I've been dancing forever. I think from in the mother's womb. I've danced with Miss Eleanor in the beginning when I was taught, and then with Clara Reyes. That's when she was young as well. And all of us grew up together dancing. We danced with Motions Dance School, danced with Miss Green, danced with Motions again, and it just went on. And then I started to do shows with the King Bobo, Jean Laws with the Spice dancers, and also the Solid Gold dancers, with the Mighty Dow, with Paola Donia. She's from Argentina, and that was a nice twist. We've been all over the place. It was a good experience and still going on, so it's getting better.
Okay, so you've been dancing for quite a long while. Mm-hmm. And like I mentioned, our topic is about love and relationships. And I can imagine, that besides the hours you have to put in for dancing, so besides the training and the hours that you have to take to actually go out and perform, that might have had or has an effect on a relationship. Tell me how you coped, dancing and, incorporating all of that in a relationship.
Don't forget the kids.
Of course, but that's that relationship as well. That's also a loving relationship with your children. So,
oh boy, it's difficult. You have to find time for the kids, take them out, sit with them, talk with them, actually rear them. Then you have your rehearsals. Sometimes it's crazy hours, early in the morning like 7, sometimes late in the night 10. Whenever you get a chance, because everybody is working besides doing the dancing. And the most of us love our dancing. So we can't really do dancing as a career here in St. Martin, because it's a small place. So we have our work as well. So it's crazy sometimes. Sometimes you come home, here, take this for the kids. Eat that, take that, okay, yeah, okay. Do your rehearsal. You go to work, you do your work. On the way to dance now, You put on your makeup in the car, trying to put on your stockings, and I drive for a standard car. My daughter looks at me like, Mommy is a professional, everything. I laugh and say, well, you got to do what you got to do. But I wouldn't change it for anything else. I love it. And with the relationship with your partner now, sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's horrible. You have to know how to deal with the person, especially if the person is insecure about themselves. You have to always reassure them that it's a job you're doing. You just go and dance, and you come back home. Of course, people gonna approach you, oh, you look sexy, you look this, you look that, whatever. But you put them in their place one time. Listen, you see what I did up there? That's my job. That's what I love to do. Okay? So relax yourself. You know, sometimes you have to be a little harsh with people.
Right.
Sometimes you just ignore them, you know. But, I mean, certain choreography you have to wear. The furthest I ever went was a G-string. That was with the Argentinian girl, and that was very edgy. But it became like a norm for me because for me it became like a norm, and it was just, you know, I'm just doing my work. I would invite my partner to, you know, see what I do or whatever. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it goes, you know, like, don't worry about that. It's okay, you know, you have to constantly be reassuring
the person.
That, you know, that it don't bother me. Things like that don't bother me. Because, you know, you walk in the street, hey, darling, how you? Then, you know, you either look or you don't look. You know, sometimes you just have to cut your eye at those things and, you know, just go ahead. Because if you listen to people and their remarks, it's gonna harm you. It's gonna injure your inner person, and that's not a good thing. If that's what you love to do, you continue doing it, you know, and don't make the person in the relationship stop you from doing what you want to do. They come meet you doing it, you continue doing it. I don't think that someone should do that. If the person wants to stop on their own, fine. But you let them stop on their own. You don't force them to do it because they're gonna resent you. They're gonna resent you a lot, and it's not gonna go well at all.
Okay. Well, Gail, unfortunately, we've already come to our first break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about it, because what you're saying is really a mouthful and also very good for the listeners to know, because a lot of times in relationships, it's not so much about what you're doing, but it's a lot about the other person and how they feel and where they're at with themselves that actually might cause that effect that we're talking about. So
Yes.
We're going to come back and we're going to continue discussing more about that. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Hi, and welcome back to A Better Place. So, Gail, like we were discussing a while ago about, you know, how your dancing affected your relationships or how it had an impact. And you said something that was very, very key to me, is that if someone meets you doing an activity or they find you having a certain personality, that's who you are. So, and they fell in love with you anyway. So I don't understand really and truly how throughout the relationship that could still have an effect or make you feel any different towards the person. So what you're saying is that, you know, in certain relationships, it have had an effect where the person might have felt insecure. How do you think, in your position, you might have been able to maybe help that person, or do you think it's really not possible seeing the characteristics of some individuals?
Okay. Sometimes you really can't do anything about it because that's the way the person, I guess you can say they were taught. Society has a big role to do with that. Because, you know, like if we go out and we have this boyfriend, that boyfriend, we call something else.
Right.
And when men do that, oh, they're the boss, they're the Dan, they're the this, you know. So you have to, I love something that Oprah said in one of her shows. They asked her if she ever went to a psychologist. She said no, because she didn't see the need to. She said life alone can teach you if you sit back and look, listen, and learn. That's the same thing my mom told me. Look, listen, and learn. You're going to learn a lot. Take it in, see how you can switch it up to, for you to do better than whoever, you know, take people as examples. Take people as examples. Take people's lives as examples. I've seen so many divorces, family, close friends, myself, and it's not easy. And you know who suffers the most? The kids. The kids suffers the most. They go through too much to, you know, have to already deal with school and peer pressure and all that. The kids go through too much. And you always have to think ahead before you know, do something. If you know your partner don't like certain things, think if you would like your partner to do that to you. I always tell people that. I say, you doing this. Would you like if your partner do this to you? No. Okay, so then you don't do it to the partner. Okay? Because if you do that to the partner, then the partner going to do this, and then you're going to do that, and then it's a tit-for-tat thing going on, and that don't really make sense. That don't make sense at all, because then the relationship, again, is going to go downhill. Because it's human nature. We want to spite. We want to get back at you because they're hurt. They're hurt of what the you know, your partner did to you. So you're like, and I here sitting down and I ain't doing nothing like that, and then this person doing that, and then he tell me don't do this and don't do that, and you know, so you always have that tit for tat thing going. Yeah, and you don't want that in a relationship. Always be true. Come out and say what's what, but then don't use the truth to bash the person. That's not good at all. When you do that, oh, that's a whole different story again.
So get back at the insecurity issues part. I believe that most men are by nature also jealous. I wouldn't say so much insecure, but I would say jealous. It's who they are, and it can be just jealous of your relationship with your mom, just jealous of, because of wanting to have that constant attention, I believe, from their significant other. But I can also imagine, try to put myself in a male's position, having a beautiful wife or a beautiful girlfriend dancing, and even though it's not any provocative dancing, just the fact that you are on stage and you have to dress a certain way. And of course, not only men are watching you, because women are watching you as well, but the comments that men make, because I'm sure they would make the same comments if they were out with a group of friends watching women dancing, you know. But I could imagine sitting there and hearing this and feeling really, I don't know. I can't imagine how they would feel. Is either they're going to feel really like good, like, wow, that's my woman he's talking about. Or they'll be like, oh my God, is that my woman he's talking about? You know? So
It could go both ways.
yeah, it could go both ways. But for you now, and I asked that before, and you said it has been, you know, at times it could be difficult. But do you find, or have you found yourself constantly having to find or make that person reassured that it's just a job? You know, don't pay any attention to what they're saying. It's just a job. Or has it been that you've had relationships too where it was like they really understood that it's just a job and would leave it just slide?
I have one person that it didn't bother him. One person. And that is like one in God knows how many. I believe in the bigger countries, you can get away even as a strip dancer, pole dancer, whatever you want to call it, and still have an awesome relationship because even, look, the porn stars, they have relationships. And, you know, they're, you know, doing the porn shows and, you know, those things. And I guess if you want to see Caribbean culture, we are more, how you say, closed in. We don't want to accept that type of thing. It's getting a little open now, you know. But most men don't want to see the girl out there flaunting her stuff or, you know, even dressing sexy. I love to dress sexy. I love to dress sexy. But some people look at you like, oh, look at her, look what she's wearing, you know. Certain things you have to do with class, you know. You just have to sometimes pick and choose. You can't always, you know, okay, I'll do this, okay, I'll do that. You have to pick and choose sometimes because, I guess, of society, how the society have us thinking. But on the whole,
You had a lot of reassuring to do.
yes, yes, because it's just crazy. It's just crazy. You just have to constantly, no, you don't have to worry about that. No, it's okay. No. And then when you come home, you get this look and say, okay, I just went out with the girls for a little bit, you know, after that, because you can't, you know, you have to have a life as well. People think, you know, you're going out there, you dance. As a dancer, you're having fun. When you're dancing, it's intense. You do the first number, you come back, you have to change in about 2 minutes or whatever. Come back on, fix your makeup, and then back on the stage, do what you gotta do. Sometimes if it's a new choreography, you're sweating, you're thinking, you're like, oh, no, it's this way there. Okay, pataburi, and, you know, and then you come back off, and then, okay, this dance, okay, and sometimes you can't find your stockings. So, you know, you have all those things there, but, you know, through all the changing and whatever, oh, where my stockings? Come get over there. You know, sometimes it's crazy, you know, in the dressing room. But for that hour or hour and a half or 2 hours, I am stress-free for me. I mean, you know, it's stressing with that, but I am not thinking about, oh, what my man gonna think? Oh God, I have to go home and tell him this. And, you know, for at least 2 hours, I don't have to do that. And that is so distressing for me. But when you come home, it's a different story. Oh, how come you stay so long? I didn't want you to stay like that. I'm like, you're not my dad. You know, you're not my dad. I'm a grown woman. You have to find something to do with yourself. I am not going to, you know, go out with anybody or whatever. Sometimes it's because of past relationships, you know, like maybe their wife was working in a casino or, you know, a job, you know, a night job or whatever. But it doesn't matter whatever. You just have to have that trust in a relationship with your partner. As long as you have a trusting relationship and you're honesty, I think things would go much better.
It all came from one man's love for chicken and his secret recipe. Thanks to Colonel Sanders, today we can enjoy a new sandwich. The Boss from KFC, the best original Sanders sandwich ever. Now his original recipe of 11 herbs and spices is in the chicken, in the sauce, and sprinkled right on the bun. It's the best of KFC in every bite. That's why the Boss is the boss. So good.
When I say Xerox, I know what you're thinking. Transit fares, as in the 37 billion transit fares we help collect each year. No. Oh, right. You're thinking of the 1.6 million daily customer care interactions Xerox handles, or the 900 million health insurance claims we process. So it's no surprise to you that companies depend on today's Xerox for services that simplify how work gets done, which is pretty much what we've always stood for. With Xerox, you're ready for real business.
Hi, and welcome back to A Better Place. So, Gale, we've come to the final segment of our program. And before we wrap it up and you give your advice to some young women on how to cope with, their significant other in a relationship when they're doing a profession where they get more attention than the usual women get from other men, I want to talk a bit about the acceptance part from your significant others in the beginning when you started your relationship and they knew that you were, was a dancer. Mm-hmm. How was it? Did you get like different reactions like when you started dating, or did you get a lot of the no problem in the beginning and then eventually it became a problem?
Yeah, I had a lot of, no, that's okay, that's good, my mom wanna dancer, yeah. And then when stuff started happening, it's like, what he said just now? I just have to grab the person, like, come, let's go, please. And then it had others like, I don't think I say, well then, I think we need to stop right here. Mm-hmm. We need to put a full stop right here because I don't need no stress. And that's from what I went through. So now it's like, okay, you know what? Let me hold up here. Because I don't want no stress and I don't think you want stress. So but leave out the stress, let's don't, go ahead with this relationship. Right. Or, if the person said, yeah, no problem, and then they're showing something else after, I would say, I think we should just take it easy, lay back a little bit because it don't look like you could handle this. I don't need to be reassuring you. You have to know who you're with. I'm sure you know who you're with, and if you don't know by now, make a decision. Either come or go. Sometimes it sounds harsh, but nobody wants to go through any stress. Right. And yeah, that's it's most of the times the person have to be, okay, or not only okay, but it don't bother them. The other people looking at their girl, that don't bother me. Your woman dressing sexy. It doesn't matter if the woman is a professional dancer or a strip dancer or whatever. Just dressing sexy. I don't want you wearing that. That look too tight. That too short. Yeah. You just have to have a person that have that in a person that's strong, I suppose you could say. Because once you don't have that, I don't think it could go very far because they'll always have in the back of their mind. Right. Yeah.
You will always be thinking something is happening when in reality it isn't. But I think that's a lot to do with human nature. And like you said earlier, past experiences tend to dictate how persons react in a current situation. Even though that you might know that it's not the same person and that the person might be completely different. Your past experience is what tends to mold where you're going to go.
And it happened vice versa with men and women.
Right.
So it's not only on the men's case, so it's a predominant thing that men are the, more jealous one because you could see the animals and all.
Right.
You know, and another male come around, they start fighting and
Right.
showing the woman who is, you know, bigger or whatever. But you just have to be, just know the person that you're with. Whether it's a male or female, know the person you're with. Take time to learn the person.
And you said something earlier also that's very key. Get to understand the
Yes.
person and know that if the person doesn't like something, then don't do it.
Don't do it, yeah.
Don't do it because it's going to provoke and bring out that side that
Yes.
you might not like. And I think that's what happens a lot in relationships, that people, you speak and you talk and it goes in one area and it comes out the next. And you keep getting the recurrent behavior.
Yeah.
And that, I believe, is what makes a lot of relationships really go downhill. Because if you really respect me and you understand that I don't like this, then why are you still
Exactly.
doing it?
Exactly.
You know?
And then not only that too, when guys tell me, oh, I had a affair with somebody, it was a mistake. I was like, really? I said, so the person was just there on the sidewalk, minding her own business, and you fall on her, you know, something like that.
Right.
I like, please, you have to go through your mind first.
No, it's
a
true.
thought
It's true.
process. Even to meet the person, all of those things you have to think about first. So once you're going step by step, thinking about this, thinking about
It's
you
not a
done,
mistake.
it's not a mistake. So I say, okay, well, go on with your mistake, please then. I mean, of course, forgiveness is always there. You know, you forgive. But don't tell me you're going to do it again. I really? Okay, you know what? Three strikes, you're out. Two is enough for me.
Right.
Bye-bye. Yeah. Nobody should have to go through anything like that.
That's true, and I agree. And I believe that as women, you know, we can actually come together more and stand up against it, because at the end of the day, we are the ones who are experiencing the hurt, you know, men experiencing
And
it
left
as
with
well.
the kids
Right.
crying.
So-
Come on, my daddy. And, you know, because it's our kids. We're going to do what we have to do for our kids, you know. And the men just have to, like, come on, grow up, I could say, the most of them.
Be mature about it and take the responsibility.
Yeah, be mature, yeah.
Well, Gail, so we can wrap up now. I want you to, you know, give your advice from your perspective, having been in this and having, you know, been in relationships that might not have worked, partially because of, you know, that you liking to dance and that some certain men can't deal with that. What advice would you give to young women who like what they do for a profession, but because of what their significant others might think, might want to either not do it or it might cause conflict? What kind of advice would you give in order for us to wrap up here today?
Okay. From the get-go, if the guy tells you that he don't like it, just tell him, well, you think it's best? We don't even go there. We can be friends, and that's it.
Stay tuned for our future programs. I am your host, Angelique Ramu.